Welcome to Dur-A-Flex, and more importantly, welcome to a new format for training contractors on the successful methods of applying Dur-A-Flex resinous floor and wall systems. Truly successful floor or wall projects rely on the actual products that are designed for a specific application. However, even the best products applied incorrectly will not make for a project that people are willing to pay for. You are now about to watch the steps that are required to take Dur-A-Flex products through a successful application. If you should have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at www.duraflex.com or by calling 1-800-253-3539 to discuss specific details with your local Dur-A-Flex representative. Please remember, at Dur-A-Flex we truly believe that your success is key to our success.
Always be sure to read the MSDS and application instructions before starting any job. Always use proper personal protective equipment. The tools required for this job are a pail mixer, 2-gallon pails, metal 5-gallon pails, an 850 RPM drill and dispersion paddle, a chalk line, wooden sticks, Cove trowels, and flat trowels. Also needed are chip brushes, a rubbing stone, knee pads, permanent marker, painter's tape, rags or shop towels, and rubber gloves. Mark the Cove trowel 1/4 inch from the top. Using the Cove tool as a guide, mark the wall every 3 to 4 feet. Then, snap a chalk line across your marks. Then, apply painter's tape at the chalk line. This will help protect the wall during installation. Crete TF Cove comes in 3-part kits: the resin, hardener, and aggregate. Pour the resin component into the center of the mixing pail, being sure to avoid the sides. Scrape along the sides of the resin pail with a paint stick, making sure no amount of residue remains. Always scrape the stick on the resin container, not the mixing pail. Scrape the entire hardener component into the center of the mixing pail. Never scrape the mixing stick on the side of the mixing pail. Mix the resin and hardener together for 20 seconds. Gradually add the entire contents of the aggregate while continuing to mix to avoid clumping. Mix thoroughly for 1 minute. Pour the batch out into smaller containers. Use a disposable brush to paint a thin coat on the wall and 1 inch out on the floor. The pot life for Crete TF Cove is 15 minutes at 70 degrees. Once applied, it will remain tacky for 30 minutes. Each kit will cover 180 linear feet. The primer must be wet to apply the Cove matrix. If the primer cures before applying the Cove matrix, reprime. Mix the resin, hardener, and aggregate in the same manner that was used for priming. Pour the entire batch into a metal 5-gallon pail inserted into a pail mixer. Scrape the sides and bottom of the pail. Measure out 10 quarts of flint shot sand. Add the aggregate to the mix bucket and blend until the aggregate is wet out. Using a 3-inch trowel, spread the entire batch along the bottom of the Cove. Be sure to evenly spread the material, then hawk the material up the wall to the bottom of the tape. Lubricate the Cove trowel with xylene. Form the Cove by holding the trowel at a slight angle and pressing firmly, moving from one end to the other. Continue forming the face of the cove, periodically cleaning your trowel with solvent. Each batch will yield 30 linear feet at 4 inches or 20 linear feet at 6 inches, both with a cure time of 8 hours at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside corners can be smoothed out by dipping your gloved finger into solvent and then smoothing out the specific areas. Outside corners can be formed by using 2 Cove trowels. Hold one firmly while the second trowel forms the corner. In 30 minutes, pull the tape off the top edge. Smooth the top edge of the cove and any rough spots along the face of the cove with a paintbrush lightly dipped in solvent. Use a rub stone to take out any rough spots or imperfections in the cove. Sweep up any debris to keep the work area clean. Retape the top edge. Pour the resin component into the center of the mixing pail, being sure to avoid the sides. Scrape along the sides of the resin pail with a paint stick, making sure no amount of residue remains. Always scrape the stick on the resin container, not the mixing pail. Scrape the entire hardener component into the center of the mixing pail. Never scrape the mixing stick on the side of the mixing pail. Mix the resin and hardener together for 20 seconds. Gradually add the entire contents of the aggregate while continuing to mix to avoid clumping. Mix thoroughly for 1 minute. Using a brush, apply a uniform top coat to the cove base. Immediately remove the tape. By following these steps, you will be able to successfully complete your Polycrete TF Cove application.